although sharks have been portrayed through the ages in poetry, drama and the arts as fearsome predators, it really wasn't until the film Jaws, based on the best-selling novel by Peter Benchley, that this innate fear of sharks somehow invaded our psyche, changed our behaviour, and in fact changed the way in which we interact with our beautiful coastlines. Now, but sharks and many other animals, such as dolphins and turtles especially, are being killed indiscriminately by shark control programs such as mesh nets and baited drum lines. Now, we need sharks for the marine environment. They balance the food chain, and if removed, whole ecosystems can crash. Now, governments are installing these shark control programs to address shark attacks on ocean users. Shark attacks are in fact devastating for the victims' families, but continue to impact whole coastal communities for many, many years. The idea of our project is to save humans and in fact to address the reason why great white sharks, the species thought to be responsible for most of the fatal shark attacks worldwide, actually mistake humans for prey. Now, over the last 10 years or so, our research group has been interested in looking at the environmental cues that guide shark behaviour. We're looking at the signals such as light, sound, odours, even the weak electric fields that are produced by all living things underneath the ocean, to see how these are processed within the shark brain. Now, we understand that sharks use all of their senses, but our own research has showed that the great white shark in particular is a visual predator. That means it uses vision to target its prey, especially when viewing the prey from below. Now, our research on shark visual acuity and our recent discovery that great white sharks are in fact colourblind and use visual cues to target prey has us worried. We think that surfers and surface swimmers are at risk. They're vulnerable, and that's because they cast a high contrast silhouette against a lighter background when a shark looks from below at this particular image. Now, this could easily be mistaken by a shark as a seal or a sea lion, which is the favourite prey of the mature great white. So there are about 1.2 million surfers in Australia and 26 million worldwide. That supports an industry of about 4 billion. The problem is that shark attacks on surfers have increased 300% since the 1970s. Now, our project is really inspired by nature. So what we're going to be doing is using counter-illumination to disguise the silhouette of a surfboard. This is going to be done by installing an array of LED lights on the underside of the surfboard. The intensity and output of the LEDs will be controlled and adapted to match exactly the surrounding space light, even as the day and the light conditions change. The way we're going to test this is by towing the seal decoys and surfboards behind a boat in shark-infested waters in South Africa and monitor the behaviour of the sharks using stereo cameras underneath the water. Now, our preliminary data so far is extremely encouraging, and we really think we can make an impact on the surfers worldwide. We also think this technology will be useful and adaptable not only for surfers but paddleboarders and maybe one day the underside of even wetsuits. So in closing, our research really will be able to reduce the incidence of shark attacks on humans, thereby saving lives, and also reduce and hopefully negate the very high costs of shark control programs, thereby saving sharks. And our ultimate aim is to use this type of bio-inspired approach to have humans and sharks coexisting in our oceans well into the future. Thank you.